Hello students, in our previous video lecture we have seen about Cauchy's integral theorem and its proof for simply and multiply connected region and some examples based on Cauchy's integral theorem. You can find link below in the description box. Today we will see about Cauchy's integral formula. Cauchy's integral formula is actually a central statement in complex analysis. Cauchy's integral theorem tells us that we have a function fz in a given closed contour C, and this function fz has any singular point inside this C. In that case, the value of this integral over C for this function fz dz is not equal to 0. But it doesn't tell us about its exact value. With help of Cauchy's integral formula, we can find out the exact value of this integral. Okay, and also Cauchy's integral formula helps us in finding out derivatives of any analytic function in the form of integral formulae. So let's start with Cauchy's integral formula and its proof. Now see the statement. If fz is any analytic function within and on a closed curve C, a closed contour C, and A is any point within C, then f of A is equal to 1 by 2 pi iota integral over C of this function fz divided by z minus A dz. Okay. Now we see the proof of this formula. Let we consider this function and give it a name gz. Let gz is equal to f of z divided by z minus a. Now it is clear that this function gz is not analytic at z is equal to a. Okay, means this function is analytic everywhere, but at this point z is equal to a, it is not analytic because at this point the value of this function will become infinite. Okay, so now suppose it is our closed contour C which is given. Okay, and this is a point A in this closed contour C. Now what we do, we draw a circle C1 inside this C, taking A as center and R as radius. Okay, so draw a circle C1 inside C with center A and radius R, right? Now by Cauchy's theorem for multiply connected region, we have, because this is a multiply connected region, so we have gz, our function is gz, integral over C of gz is equal to integral over C1 of this gz dz. Okay, this is gz, right? Now we put the value of this function gz, so we'll have this value is equal to fz z minus a dz. Okay. Now in complex plane for any circle we know that, mod of z minus a is equal to r. In complex plane for any circle with center A and radius r, we have this value mod of z minus a is equal to r, which is equal to z minus a is equal to r e to the power iota theta. So z is equal to r e to the power iota theta plus a, and dz is equal to, we differentiate this function, iota r e to the power iota theta d theta. Okay, so we will have these values for this circle C1. Now put all these values here, okay, in right hand side of, suppose it is equation 1. But take care, these values will not hold for this contour C, because C is not a circle, okay, it is only for the circle. So we put these values here for C1, okay. So put the values here. What we get, we'll get this integral over C of fz divided by z minus a dz is equal to integral over C1. In place of fz, we can write r e to the power iota theta plus a. Z minus a is equal to r e to the power iota theta, and dz is equal to iota r e to the power iota theta d theta. Now it will cancel out. We take this iota outside the integral sign. C1 f of r e to the power iota theta plus a d theta. Now what we do, we start shrinking this circle C1, okay. Means we are taking limiting case where r tends to 0. So we start shrinking this circle C1. In that case, taking limit as r tends to 0. So we'll have this value, limit r tends to 0 iota integral over C1 f of r e to the power iota theta plus a d theta. After applying limit, we will have iota integral over C1 f of a d theta. Now this fa is a constant value because a is a constant fixed point. So we take it outside the integral sign. We'll have this value. And we know that for any circle, the angle theta varies from 0 to 2 pi. So limit of integral will be 0 to 2 pi d theta. After integrating it, we'll get 2 pi, or we can write 2 pi iota f of a, okay, which is the value of this function. So integral over c for f of z, z minus a dz is equal to 2 pi iota f of a, or f of a is equal to 1 by 2 pi iota, c, integral over c of the function fz z minus a dz, okay, which is our Cauchy's integral formula, right? With help of Cauchy's integral formula, we can also find out derivatives of any analytic function, okay. So we have a corollary for it. By Cauchy's integral formula, we have this value, f of a is equal to 1 by 2 pi iota integral over c of fz z minus a dz, okay. A is singular point for this function inside this closed curve C. Now we differentiate both the sides with respect to A. So differentiating both sides with respect to a. Okay, then we'll get f dash a is equal to 1 by 2 pi iota c del by del a of fz divided by z minus a dz. Okay, differentiation under integral sign. So we'll get 1 by 2 pi iota integral over c of fz divided by z minus a square dz. Okay, and we differentiate it again, then what we get? We are differentiating it again with respect to a, then we'll get 1 by 2 pi iota integral over c del by del a of this fz divided by z minus a whole square dz, and we get this value factorial 2 upon 2 pi iota c fz divided by z minus a cube dz. Okay, so similarly for nth derivative we get this value f and a. This is the nth derivative of an analytic function. It will give us factorial n by 2 pi iota integral over c f of z z minus a to the power n plus 1 dz. Okay, and all these derivatives are also analytic. Okay, so it is about the proof of Cauchy's integral formula and the importance of Cauchy's integral formula. And in next video we'll see some examples of Cauchy's integral formula, and I will also explain where we have to use Cauchy's theorem and where we have to use Cauchy's integral formula. And if you have any query, then please write in the comment box, and please like, share and subscribe.